It's Ash and David for the Tuesday edition. We hear from Sunday Chidzamba in just a few minutes as well. It says the Warriors, they did their best yesterday in the limited time and selection that they had for the game. Hilton Mudari, Kia Sables captain, he's back in sevens. He's going to be playing for the Cheetahs when we host the Rugby Africa Olympic Qualifiers. We'll hear from him. The team is in Pretoria. They are preparing. The tournament starts from around the weekend of the 16th to the 17th of September. Yeah, when you talk US Open, teenager, Coco Gauff, she takes on Elena Ostapenko this evening in the quarterfinals. From round about this time, they're just about to start on center court in the USA. Novak Djokovic is next up. He's got Americans in his way, in his way to the final. I see your messages. Thanks so much for being patient and sending them through. Yes, Maspotsa Tanga, mate. Thanks so much. They keep your messages coming in on our WhatsApp platform. Now, legendary coach Sunday Chidzamba. Now, it says the Warriors did their best with the limited time and selection that they had for the game. We beat Namibia on penalties yesterday. However, they only had a day to prepare for the match, and yesterday was an opportunity for fans and probably the coaches, a first insight into the local players ahead of more important assignments. But the coaches said they're only allowed to select 2 players from a PSL club. Now the Warriors are scheduled to play in the African Nations Championship qualifiers in 17 days time. There's no coach yet, no feasible team structure, but Sunday Chidzamba says, hey, there is something we can work with. I saw some good signs yesterday. And if whoever is coming in to take over and be the coach, here's something to start from. All right, David Sengwiz here, he's a chief scout. Sometimes he gives information to coaches to give them some place to start, the first step as well. Diva, I mean, from yesterday, Namibia were training for 2 weeks. They've been in camp for about 2 weeks. They have their own friendly against South Africa later on this weekend as well. For us, it's a different story. But the coach, Sandy Zamba, says even with the limited time, we had some place to start, and for a coach, there are positive signs he can work with. What do you think?
Yeah, I think he's right, and in fact, we haven't been playing international football for almost like 16 to 18 months, so it was going to be very difficult to come up with your best 23 that you can say, this is my team. So at least it was September game on a Monday, which was yesterday, celebrating. But then you look at the quality of players that were there. I think it was okay, for yesterday's game. But going forward, I think we really need to come up with a strategy, a program that can be set up. Look at Namibia, 2 weeks in camp because they wanted to play a friendly match against South Africa because they knew there's a window break which is there in between, which is an international break, which is coming up, and they had to go in camp. That's what I thought maybe we can as well do that, release players to go and play over the weekend, Kuma Club Squad, which is on Friday, then you after their games, then they come back into camp, which will take at least maybe 2 weeks prior to the international game. I think that way that can work out because of time, because personal time, because mostly international matches are you get in camp soon after the game, then you play either Wednesday or Thursday, then which means you're just preparing, for the tactics that are going to be used by a different coach, which is not your club coach, of course, who is the national team coach. That's what Mov was trying to say.
I like that as well, but I want to talk about the information. Whether we get 10 coaches in 10 months, the information about players, it has to be there. I'm thinking, is there a system in place as well? If you are a coach, if you are hired tomorrow, David, and say you are now Warriors coach, where do you start? Who are your friends here? The PSL coaches, they are going to tell you that Obreo Chirinda is a good striker. And then you read in the Herald, they're like, he scored 9 goals, so he's our striker for the Warriors. I mean, where do you start? I mean, the information, because yesterday I was watching the game. Yes, the Sunday Chidzamba, because of the technical difficulties we have here, we won't hear from the coach now. But what he was talking about was, hey, we met for a day. We spoke about it. The players raised up their hands and said, I'm here. I can play this position. I can do this. And from his own also limited knowledge, I would say, he's a very good coach, yes. But he had limited knowledge of what's been going on in squad there. And they say, we pick the team. This is where. I saw Obro playing on the right-hand side. I don't think he should be playing there as well. But we've had that. We've had issues with Tinoka Deere. I still think he's not a central striker. But Logga used him as a central striker. Norman took him to AFCON and used him as a central striker. No goals. And then the criticism started, knowing a player, knowing where he plays as well. That information, where does it come from for a national team coach?
I think it's more to do with match analysts which are more to do with football analysts, because no Basara football analysts are to gather information, of each and every player. I think that's where here in Zimbabwe we are left out, because Tichiri Kumashure in terms of that, because every club I think should have one, of those guys that can gather information about the opponents, about each and every player of the opponents, which you prepare for the next match, because that position I think it has always been there, but most clubs they overlook that, because vanongo tabesa nenyaya dzemedia kuti ningi ndiyatamba ball, but at the end of the day, and you don't get much information, even ngono spire maybe 2 weeks before, a big game, normally a big game, Mutinyato said, we are going to be playing in the CAF Champions League, then you need someone who can go to DRC to spy on TP Mazembe. You need to have someone who can go to Guinea and spy about Oroya. But
or you just need video footage.
Yeah, video
and then
footage.
You can always do that on your own as well. I mean, I know we have a broadcaster for our own. You are there, front and center, one of the main actors as well. I mean, I would assume if Zifa were to ask for information and footage, they probably could be given. Because there is no system for the Warriors right now. It's all about what I know and what I've heard and what I've read and what I've listened to on Star FM, and I'm a national team coach.
Yeah, but most of the time, Ash, every weekend, I think there's always 2 live games that are coming out on our ZTN Prime channel. Then, of course, from I think April up until today, we had so many matches that have been.
And that's all that's available for the coach.
Yes, that's if he wants all that, then if he has got time to sit down and analyze with his assistant coaches, then be it he can have it, and he can select all the players that he wants to select, especially locally, because most of the time, at least, you can, instead of Ash, could you unzi once Wapasta FM Titaura on a Monday review show to tell about what happened between Chicken Inn and Highlanders, then you want to pick a player because of that match. What if he didn't play well last week or past 2 matches? Then you have a problem. And Nevano, that's mostly, with supporters, they start questioning even your credibility as a coach.
Yeah, I see that problem as well, recurring as well. When we have those international fixtures, the Warriors' first official match is supposed to be the 22nd to the 24th of this month, in 17 days' time, for those African Nations Championship qualifiers, or CHAN qualifiers. So in the Southern Zone, we'll take on either Angola, Botswana, Comoros, Eswatini, Lesotho, Madagascar, Mauritius, Mozambique, maybe even Namibia again, South Africa, and Malawi, who I assume are going to be in the draw, even though they pulled out, so probably in the 11th hour. Ash, so Sunday Chizambwe is the interim coach, or was it just for a day? He came out of retirement for a day. He's not the official coach. He's not the interim coach for the Warriors there. Thanks so much there, TK the plumber. Says I'm very much against playing teams like Namibia, but they were preparing that mentality. We need super sides, Senegal, Nigeria, Cameroon. But this one is a start as well. Who knows? I think at the end of the month they were planning something. Maybe with Botswana, we'll see how that goes. There's Zambia and Mozambique maybe in October. That's the plan. And then maybe we'll build from there and we'll start playing against those Nigeria and everyone. Yeah, PSL actually not time for international break. Good question, but they still say that they need to play. Speaking of the PSL, so Greenfield Football Club says they are relieved to have their stadium approved by PSL for PSL matches now after a long and frustrating time for the club. So they will host Shesham in the first PSL game at their home ground, Greenfield Arena in Chisumbanje. They have 7 home games left this season. They've played 10 games at home, away from home. Now PSL leaders Highlanders and Caps will visit Chisumbanje now. They're the big teams out of those 7 home games. So far only Manika Diamonds and Zimbabwe to play their home games now, the official home grounds. The ZIFA first instance body is yet to approve. Manika Diamonds on their part to go the whole season without their home ground. Sakuba Stadium is being worked on in Mutare, and we understand it might be ready next year in August, according to reports. Zimbabwe played 11 home games now out of 17. They only have 6 home games left this season. Their ground has not been approved yet. David, just quickly, approving a ground in September, I feel like it's a disservice to the guys. I mean, I know standards are everything, and hey, we live for standards in this country about football and everything, but I don't understand as well. 10 games away from home, David. How are they going to recover their money now? These as Shesham, first of all, they'll probably feel that because there's hype about the home ground is back. But Highlanders and Caps, those are the only big games to make money from now. Yeah, but till the end of the year.
Yeah, but I think actually it's better than nothing, and especially when you are in the relegation zone, match 6 in fact, and you really need points. You really need to play at home. So disadvantage to Simba, advantage to Greenfield. At least now they are not going to be using Gibbo as their home ground. Now they are using their own home ground. And in terms of weather and all, it's different from Triangle. The weather from Triangle and Chisumbanje. So yeah, I think the field are not doing justice.
The Zifa first instance, but
yeah, they are not doing justice to these so-called small teams. Because at the end of the day, it's more to do actually with having their fans enjoying watching big teams.
Is that more important than standards? For me, I would think playing.
No, standard Ash. Yeah. Yema local stadiums if you visit all the stadiums, standard Yema stadium yedu.
So why is one only?
Tikada kutanga kuongorora zvinhu zvakati wandei papa. We might end up not playing football in Zimbabwe because most of these stadiums, they haven't changed. They are dilapidated.
That's my point then, David. To say there are stadiums that are terrible and some are good, then why are we waiting till September to approve one? Just approve them all at the start.
Yeah, but zvakudependa navo kuti chii chavaida kuti kugreenfield kwacho kunge kuchigadziriswa ndozvavakagadzirisa obviously ndozvavatozoona muna September but I think it's good for the Chisumbanje community kuti now they are going to watch Islanders and Cape United even those smaller teams that are going there it's a privilege for vafana vadiki vari kukura vadazotamba bhora kuti vamboona matimu aya achitamba kuya but most people vemavillage because vanenge vakanzwa about Islanders, about Cape United, about Dynamos, so obviously now vanenge vakuona mateams aya at least apa duzi. That's the most important thing.
Definitely as well. I'll keep you up to date with this one. Meanwhile, still with the PSL, Dynamos vs Islanders. It's on Sunday at Barberfields. Tickets are now $5 for the cheapest ticket. That's probably the most expensive ticket for a PSL game so far this season. It is the biggest game of the season. I guess Dynamos vs Islanders, 5 points difference with the log leaders and Dimbare. So it's $5 for the cheapest ticket, $10 for VIP, $15 for VVIP. David, you tried this as well. You wanted $5 at Caps for that game. Didn't happen as well. Dynamos got it now faster. Like Wi-Fi, eh? It's Dynamos and Islanders, $5, good amount for such a big game. What do you think?
Yeah, it's good amount, and I remember it's just a once-off game. So yeah, big teams, I think, my big games are so much value for your money. I think it's more to do with how these teams are performing. And of late, if you can see for the past 3 games, Islanders hasn't performed well, and then Dynamos, you look at the other side, they've done quite so well. They haven't lost in the past 3 games, so yeah, it's going to be entertaining. So obviously in these games there's no yatinoti but these are the games that any one of them can come to the party and win the game.
Alright, so it is $5 there. The game is on Sunday at Barberfield Stadium. Dynamos officially are the home team there. In rugby, the Zimbabwe Sevens rugby team is in South Africa for a week-long training camp as they step up their preps for the Rugby Africa Men's Olympic Qualifier to be played at Harare Sports Club later on this month. So the Cheetahs, they arrived in Pretoria yesterday and are set to play in some friendlies. There is a Bordeaux Sevens from France as well as several South African teams, including the South African Academy and another academy as well from Stellenbosch. We'll hear from Hilton Dariki on Breakfast Sport tomorrow. He's back. He's a Sables captain, but he's doing Sevens duty as well. He's officially come out of, I don't know whether they call it retirement as well from Sevens, but yeah, he's come in to just help the guys and get the best team out for those qualifiers, which we do host on the 16th and 17th of this month. Still, the rugby is 3 days to go before the Rugby World Cup in France. I can't wait. It's on Friday. It starts. It's New Zealand versus the host France. What a game. That's from 9:15 p.m. Zimbabwean time. In international sport, US Open, so teenager Coco Gauff, he takes on Elena Ostapenko, and then you've got for the men, Novak Djokovic plays American Taylor Fritz. Roundabout, as soon as Coco is done with her match as well against Ostapenko, maybe around 7:30, and then the American pair of Francis Tiafoe and Ben Shelton. That's prime time in the US around 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. Zimbabwean time. And Brazil, they've dropped Brazilian Manchester United winger Anthony from their squad because of allegations of abuse by his former girlfriend. So there is an ongoing court case as well in Brazil. Anthony is being accused of headbutting his girlfriend there and also maybe punching her in the chest. So Anthony denies it. He says it's not true. But Brazil, because of the public relations nightmare that's on there right now, they've decided no. David, what do you think about all of this just before we close this one? I mean, Anthony, he's saying no. But you know, I don't know now the reputation, where it's going to go. The Brazilian national team has said, until your issues are sorted. They'd called him up. And now they said, until your issues are sorted, we don't need you now. You can come back later on. What do you think?
Yeah, I think the abuse, they're not so good. You know, it's no.
It's alleged abuse now.
Yeah, it's no kanganisa even where we start chero. Because you know, kana une mari, especially boys that zine mari. You know, so obviously kana manga mchimbodanana, then mo parazana zisina kunaka. Ndo zvinotoitika izvozvo kuti ma-allegations anotanga kuya. Look at Greenwood's issue, you know. Ashley Cole at one time.
I think he arrived yesterday at Getafe now in Spain. Mason Greenwood,
Yeah, then you look at Anthony now, and nyaya dzacho dzinoramba dzichingosumuka dzakuita as if pane kamwe yakangoripo, like, you know, kekuti vanhu vechikadzi vakarambwa ndi kana mamuchibatana zvisina kunaka. Une mari, it's either akukanganisa zita rako or moita zvema out of court settlement kuti anyara. Yeah, but kana chiri chokwadi zvakaitika mukudanana handiti, then kana marambana zvinenge zvakuzobudirei, because mune maku you know, softana zvenyu muchitaurirana mukuwirirana kwenyu kana mambonetsana, then kana mazorambana dzinozobudirei nyaya dzacho. Handiti dzinofanira kubva dzangopera dzakadaro, because it's not like ivo vakadzi chete ndo vanenge vachikanganisirwa. Kunotori nevarume vari kukanganisirwa nevakadzi, but society dzatinorarama dzinonyanyotarisa kusaidi rinenge rakakanganisirwa vanhu vechikadzi, but tikukanganisirana tese, handitowana. So kuti ndizosumuka ine nashi ndichiti ndaenda kunoripota kuti ndo zvandaitwa negirlfriend yangu, or ndo zvandaitwa neex-girlfriend, or ndo zvandaitwa namadam padeni, and kashoma nyaya idzodzedze, and not kuti kashoma, maybe kapercentage kacho kadiki, but then for Anton, I think it has to do more with his career.
Yeah.
Because look, Manchester United have asked for another Greenwood.
They're monitoring
issue. Yeah, they don't want another Greenwood issue. And look, he was expensive, you know, to Manchester United, and it's only a year after he arrived. So could you lose a foot within a year? Nemari akauya nayo ashi, and Nemari ari kutambira. It's not so good. And there was a Mendy also issue. Imagine
Benjamin Mendy.
Yeah, Benjamin Mendy. I got almost a year. And nyaya dzacho handikuona kuti dzinenge dzichienda nekopi dzinoenda ikoko nyaya dzeabuse. I think we are learning from this guy.
All right, an update for you on the tennis. Coco is leading 5-love in that first set against Elena Ostapenko. Yeah, she's 19 years old, but she is the most popular American player right now as well at the US Open. Yeah, 5-love. I think that's a double break as well for Coco. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, double break as well for her. So here's an update before we close. A new coach must never avoid information from you guys, the media. Most of the time you're spot on, because you've been following these players since the start. From there, some footage targeting particular then shortlisted players, and off we go. This is even Iben Makotore. So we are the official advisors for the Warriors coach, whoever it is who's going to come in. This is iSports team. The weekend local league inenge yakaoma Highlanders Dynamos, Ngezi Manika Diamonds, Caps ne Platinum, Ndopa Chasaradzin my teams. Thanks so much for your comment. Says hi sports team, the Warriors need more time to prepare. Yeah, I hear what you're saying as well. A day for training, it wasn't training as well. A day just to prepare was just not enough. Yeah, from Ash and David. All right, so they're the closing headlines. Sunday Chizamba. Now he says the Warriors did their best with the limited time and selection that they had, and there is somewhere to start from for the coach, whoever it is who's going to come in. Zifa have not appointed a coach yet. Sunday Chizamba just stepped in for yesterday's Warriors match against Namibia. Hilton Mnariki has returned to the 7 side, and he said so far they're doing all they can for that Olympic qualification bid. We host those qualifiers on the 16th and 17th of this month. And teenager Coco Gauff, she's up in that first set against Elena Ostapenko at the US Open. From Ash and David, thanks for tuning in. All right, we're back tomorrow, 6:05 p.m. only on Star FM. Your first choice for sport.
You've been listening to the Daily Sports Zone. Star FM. Sounding good all the time.
Turn up your summer. Woo!